Dropshipping can be a fast way of getting into e-commerce and generating additional income. However, there's a good way of doing dropshipping and there's many bad ways of doing dropshipping. In this video, we'll focus on the common mistakes of beginner dropshippers and what you can do to avoid them. First of all, don't be lazy and spend a lot of time on product research. The number of low-effort dropshipping websites that have recently cropped up is ridiculous. I can't imagine many of them will have any success whatsoever. Let's look at these products here and tell me you would buy any one of them. Dropshipping is still a business and you're dealing with real humans paying real money. The market is really saturated and your website really needs to stand out from the crowd. Any hint of it being a low-budget amateur production and you'll be quickly out of business. If you expect quick success but don't have good social media or marketing skills, you might have to reconsider. However, if you have good attention to detail and can produce quality creatives for your advertising and can design the website properly, you can succeed. The problem with dropshipping is a lot of it revolves around products that are here today, gone tomorrow. I mean, a lot of people run sexy ads with user-generated content, but the product doesn't lend itself for repeat purchasing or brand building. However, if you offer a good selection of products and make that selection cohesive, you will have a much better chance of increasing both your conversion rate and the average order value. For example, if you're selling a kitchen gadget like a stackable set of frying pans or foldable storage containers, this might be a good way to get some orders in, but then you have to play into the strength of your products to keep the customers coming back by offering them complementary products. In terms of product selection, we can split those into broadly three categories. One is desirable, category 2 is unique, and category 3 is reliable quality, not single-use junk. For the desirable products, this can be a color-coordinated version of existing products, like some people like to have everything red or blue in the kitchen, or you can target a high level of finishes like stainless steel or whatever is trendy this year. The second category are unique products. You need to be original and offer something that really adds value. There's a company called Must Have Ideas that has plenty of those and they're killing it on Facebook. Their address is musthaveideas.co.uk. If your products are indeed unique, you won't experience as much pricing pressure due to limited competition. A third way to differentiate your products is with quality. You can use side-by-side comparison views of your products versus competing products, highlighting the best features and what makes your products better. This usually revolves around things like double stitching, heavy-duty buckles, or grade of material that was used in manufacturing. Depending on where you are on the spectrum, you can use things like genuine leather or say it's a vegan leather, depending on what type of customers you're targeting. To give your customer lifetime value a chance to build up to a meaningful value, you should make your store a destination for a particular problem area. Let's do sleep, for example. You might offer bedroom furniture, mattresses, bedding, wall decorations, earplugs, eye masks, blackout curtains, alarm clocks, literally anything to help people sleep. These sorts of products tend to be bought together, like when someone's redecorating the house or maybe moving house. Try to work with and not against people's real behaviors and expectations. If it feels that your selected product categories are confusing and jarring, people will leave your site faster than you can say, oh. Once you've selected your products, this should make it very clear to you what your store's positioning should be, what sort of tagline to use, what sort of imagery and mood there should be throughout the website. The second issue with dropshipping is the availability and quality of product imagery. If your website looks and feels like a cheap copy of AliExpress, it's an instant turn-off and will wreck your conversion rate. I see a lot of bad advice online where people want you to steal content of TikTok and Instagram and use it in your own advertising. Stay away from that because it's a fast track to legal trouble. In the beginning, you might be too small for anyone to care about it, but it only takes one angry influencer to take you down. I see people ripping off content and using it in testimonials and reviews. I think that's a shameful behavior and gives dropshippers a bad name. Unfortunately, this means that you will have to do quite a lot of work around the product imagery and videos if you want to get this right. The trouble with dropshipping imagery is that it's typically low quality and very generic. Also, the style varies wildly and can result in a very inconsistent experience on your website. Some products feature plain images on a white background, other products feature lifestyle shots, different products feature infographics type pictures with fonts that vary wildly and use much different color palettes. Displaying them next to each other will be very jarring to your website visitors. A lot of the pictures are also badly lit and there's no easy way of making them look good. Just take a look at Amazon for exercise equipment and you'll see exactly what I mean. It's full of low quality disposable items that have a dubious value. So for this reason, expect to spend some money on photography. If your budget is limited, watch my video here about affordable product photography. Especially with dropshipping, you might actually want to get hold of the physical products test them yourself to make sure that the customer's experience will be a good one. It's also a good idea to work with some up-and-coming Instagram influencers with between 1 and 2,000 followers and get some user-generated content this way. It will be much more relatable, realistic, and legal. I'll say it again, you're taking real money from real people, so you better make it worth it for them. Your next hurdle will be the product descriptions. With dropshipping suppliers, the descriptions are very often vague and generic. Descriptions can be full of grammatical errors or exaggerated claims. You will want to rewrite those descriptions to match your website's overall look and feel and language used throughout the site. The next hurdle is delivery time. You might want to stay away from AliExpress with the very long lead times, as people now expect delivery to take a few days at most. Dropshipping is just a business model, and it doesn't necessarily mean selling cheap Chinese landfill fill. This is exactly where you add value by finding quality suppliers. You can try looking around where you live for companies manufacturing good products that don't necessarily have a good online presence. Maybe if you were to provide that online presence for them, you could have a valuable business partnership. Speaking of suppliers, you want to make sure that they are a real business. I've heard horror stories about people setting up dropshipping stores, getting a lot of orders and money in, but a few weeks later, it turned out the supplier has not fulfilled a single order and just run away with the money. In this case, all risk is on you, because you took the money and the product never arrived, so you'll have to refund customers. To make it worse, you have to refund customers, but you've already paid the supplier, so the supplier cost will be your net loss. The elephant in the closet, however, is low margins. You have to remember that you're posing as a public-facing company and it's your responsibility to deal with all customer service inquiries and problems. It can turn out that your profit margin is just not big enough to make that hassle worth it. That's a big risk, especially in case of flaky suppliers. There's not an awful lot of people doing dropshipping forever, but it's a very good stepping stone into the world of e-commerce. It will give you a good idea on which products are selling and what the customer demand looks like. You can take this information and start importing those products directly and fulfilling them yourself. Once you've selected the products for your dropshipping store, the next logical step is to work on your store's positioning. This is a crucial step and you want to make sure to get this right. Thankfully, I have a video on the subject. You can see it by clicking here. If you have any questions, just drop a comment below or book a call with me using the link in the description below. Until the next one.